Parenting is amazing, but let's be real, it comes with a ton of questions. Have you ever wondered how to handle tantrums without losing your mind? Or how to actually make time for self-care as a parent? What about those moments when your kids just won't listen, no matter how many times you try to say something? Does it sound familiar? You're not alone. Today, I'm answering some of your biggest parenting questions. So if you're interested, come, let's dive in. So the first question, how do I handle tantrums without losing my cool? The truth is, kids have big emotions but small vocabularies. So tantrums are their way of expressing frustration. It's easy to feel triggered when you're already stressed. My son once had a full meltdown in the grocery store because I wouldn't buy Pringles. And I had two choices, to either lose my patience or to handle it calmly. Let's just say I've learned how to handle it better over time. Yes, I've learned how to handle it over time. So in situations like this, what you need to do is to stay calm. Just stay calm. Take a deep breath before reacting. Another thing, validate their feelings. Say something like, I know you're upset, and that's okay. Another thing you can also do is to give choices. You can tell them, do you want to work out on your own or should I hold your hand? Another one to do is use distraction. A certain question like, hey, what color is on that shirt? Or hey, what color is on your shirt? Something, any question. It can break that tantrum cycle. Yes, try this. It will break the tantrum cycle. The biggest takeaway here is tantrums are not personal attacks. They are not personal attacks. They are just emotions that need guidance. So another question here is, how do I make time for self-care as a parent? Parents often put themselves last, which leads to burnout. Guilt also makes us feel like we should always be doing something for our kids. Like we should always be doing something. Oh, we have to be doing something constantly for our kids. For a very long time, I thought self-care meant spa days and vacations, all those kind of things. But I learned that self-care is actually in the small moments. Like drinking my tea while it's still hot. Like I have my tea, I'm drinking it while it's still hot, sipping it and enjoying it. And also carving out like 10 minutes of quiet time for just me. These are all self-care. So the solution here is to learn to schedule micro moments of self-care. For journaling, you can just do a 5 minutes journaling, deep breaths, short walks. They help a lot. Another thing to do is to set boundaries. When your kids come running, you can just tell them, Mommy is reading for 10 minutes. After that, we can play. Set those boundaries. Another is to let go of guilt. A happy parent is a better parent. You need to be happy to produce better results. So a happy parent is a better parent. The biggest takeaway here is you deserve to rest. Taking care of yourself is part of taking care of your family. You need the rest. Another question here is, how do I get my child to listen without yelling? How do I get my child to listen without yelling? The truth is, kids respond to connection, not emotion. Yes, they respond more to connection, not control. Kids respond to connection, not control. If we only talk to them when they misbehave, they just tune out on us. Like, if you're only talking to them when they misbehave, they tune out. I used to think that raising my voice would get my children to listen. But the more I yelled, the less effective it was. Yes, the more I yelled, the less effective it was. I realized that what they needed was clear expectations, not louder words. What do you do in situations like this? Get on their level. Get on their level. Make eye contact instead of yelling from across the room. Just make eye contact. Another is to use fewer words. Use fewer words. Instead of long lectures, say something like, toys need to be picked up now. Let your voice be firm. Another is to use logical consequences, like saying, if your room isn't cleaned, you can't get your tab. If your room is not cleaned, you can't get your toys. The biggest takeaway here is that kids learn by example. The calmer you are, the more they listen. Yes, the calmer you are, the calmer and concise you are, the more they listen. Another question here is, how do I handle sibling fights without constantly playing referee? How do I handle sibling fights without constantly playing referee? Kids compete for attention, toys, or fairness. They haven't learned healthy conflict resolution yet. So I used to jump in immediately when my kids argued. But then I realized they weren't learning how to solve problems on their own. If I'm always jumping in, how would they solve problems on their own? So what I started doing, and what I will encourage you to do in situations like this, is to pause before reacting. Let them try solving it on their own first. Another thing is to teach negotiation skills. Encourage them to find a solution together. Then another thing you should do is set family rules. Like in this house, we use words, not hands. The biggest takeaway here is that sibling rivalry is normal, but teaching conflict resolution early makes a big difference. I've talked about it in one of my earlier videos, so you can also go to watch it and learn about sibling rivalry. Another question here is, what is the best way to teach kids responsibility? The best way to teach kids responsibility. Teaching responsibility helps kids build confidence and independence. Chores and personal tasks teach accountability. So I remember that at first I used to clean up after my kids all the time. Then I realized I was doing them a disservice. I was really doing them a disservice. Now, even my little one knows how to put his plate in the sink. So the solution, starts small. Just start small. Like put your shoes in the basket when you come home. Put your plate in the sink. Arrange your clothes. Hang your bag. Put away this, put away that. Little. You get? That's another thing. Another thing you should do is use positive reinforcements. Praise efforts, not results. Praise efforts, not results. Another is to be patient. It won't be perfect, but consistency matters. The biggest takeaway here is that kids want to help. Just give them the opportunity. Give them the chance to step up. Yes, we need to give our kids the chance to step up. So, I would like to let you know that parenting isn't about being perfect. It's about learning as we go. And if you take one thing away from this whole video, let it be this. You are already doing better than you think. Yes, you are doing better than you think. So a recap of my parenting question and answer here is: tantrums, stay calm, validate their emotions, and offer choices. Yes. For self-care, small moments matter. Prioritize yourself. Then getting kids to listen, yelling. Connection is better than yelling. Use clear expectations. For sibling fights, teach problem solving, not just discipline. Then teaching responsibility, start small, encourage independence. Okay? Now I want to hear from you. What's one parenting question you would love answered? Drop it in the comments and let's keep the conversation going. And if you enjoyed this, hit the like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more parenting wisdom. I'll see you in the next. Remember, you got this. Bye.